Good morning, good afternoon, welcome. I'm very pleased to be joined by Felipe Silva. Felipe is the Future Business Development Manager for Toyota, and he's based in Chile, and he's going to be one of the speakers at the World Hydrogen Latin America Congress, which is fast approaching us on the 12th to the 14th of December in Santiago, in Chile. So welcome, Felipe. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
All good, all good. So interesting. Obviously, to have Toyota there at the event, obviously an off-taker and designer of hydrogen vehicles. Just maybe give us a background to Toyota, remind everyone around your role and how you've been approaching, I guess, decarbonizing and reducing emissions of the vehicle sector.
Yeah, of course. Just to make a little bit of background, as you may know, Toyota has been always committed with environmental improvement, reduction of emissions of CO2. And back in 1997, we already achieved something really important when no one was talking much about new technologies or electromobility itself. We introduced Prius. This technology was totally new at that time. And we have seen how this technology has been improvement, helping to reduce CO2. Until 2022, we have more than 20 million units sold around the world with this technology, aiming carbon neutrality. Of course, we are thinking of how we can achieve by 2050 carbon neutrality. We have a strong commitment with that. But additionally, we have some concerns about how we can input this how we can achieve this target. At that point, we think that we need to not leave anyone behind. The world has many roads, many realities. It's not the same as in Europe, for example, electromobility, how it has moved so fast. Chile has another reality. But we think that we need to have multiple technologies available for achieve this target. And also don't forget, keeping in mind that emissions of CO2 is happening every minute, currently now. So if we're driving a gas car, for example, now we're having CO2 emission. But what if now we can drive a hybrid, for example, and reduce that emission? Is going to help in 30% less. So considering that point, we have this point of view, like we need to aim to bring all these new technologies to our customers in order to fit their reality and the use of those cars. Following that, of course, we are aiming to 2030, where we can have all these technologies available. Of course, hybrids as a key, because it's the most easy way, as doesn't need any infrastructure, a new infrastructure, and also as the price of the vehicle itself is really close for a gas version. In the case of other technologies, as plug-in hybrids or electric vehicles, we're seeing the difference in price, and also that is a concern because there is incentives, but not much incentives for this kind of vehicles. Additionally, we did a big step last year bringing Mirai to Chile. We have 3 units that are only like in a pilot phase, where we want to introduce this technology and bring it close to the companies and also to the public to understand how a vehicle can be friendly with the environment. So in this sense, also, not only the introduction of the car is also one of the challenges, is because everyone talks about hydrogen, everyone is interested, but if you go to many shows or something, you'll never see something like how I can use hydrogen. Like you always see how to produce or that kind of things, but you don't see like a product itself that will help to be an off-taker of that hydrogen itself. So in this sense, what we are trying to do is to work in pilots and see how we can get infrastructure in Chile in order to be developing this kind of technology in our country itself.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the product that's there, it's ready, and you're obviously waiting for an expansion, I guess, of not only hydrogen production, but obviously clearly, refueling stations. And what are your thoughts around how can the market start? I mean, you've I guess done your bit, and you've got a car ready.
Yeah, how it can be done is, of course, a big challenge because hydrogen itself, on the investment needed, is really high for everyone. So at the same time, is how we can do it all at the same time. Because of course we cannot do it massive sale of vehicles of this technology because there's not infrastructure, as you mentioned, there's no refueling stations. But at the same time, the refueling stations were not going to invest in more stations if they don't have a vehicle that will be an off-taker or someone that will use that hydrogen. At the same time, who will produce that hydrogen itself? So at the same time, government is really interesting, and of course is in line with carbon neutral policy about make the reaction. But also there is no direct incentives for it.
Yeah.
So at the same time, it's like how we can all do the step together. And that's, I think, it's the most challenging part, because everyone, if you're taking with an off-taker, of course, the off-taker is going to think about their profit, their investment, the return of that investment. But at the starting point, it's difficult to have that profit itself because it's too expensive itself. So I think that that's one of the key points of what we have been trying to do in the last year since we got Mirai, to explain a little bit this message and how we can do all the efforts needed for it.
Yeah, indeed, and I guess definitely one of obviously the objectives of coming together at the conference as well. So yeah, I mean, hopefully the conference can help connect some of the dots and bring some of the players together to help the market roll forward. So we're looking forward to the event. Lots of interest, lots of people registering, and so thanks a lot, Felipe, for taking the time out to share some of your thoughts with us today. And we look forward to hearing more and seeing Toyota's progress in this space. So many thanks, Felipe.
Many thanks to you, Nadim, and of course I want everyone to see. I will be happy to see everyone at the event on December.
Excellent. Cheers.
Okay.
Take care. Adios, Felipe.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.